You guys ready to take the class picture? Leave your papers and stuff right there. Follow me. Everybody stay in order and follow me. Okay?
You put my little light up that thing. And you set up whatever the thing is.
You're gonna stay in your order.
their graduation. Our guest speaker today is going to be Deputy Lee. He is with the Brown County Sheriff's Office. He runs a canine unit here in Brown County. And we'll give him just a couple minutes. I think he went to the car to get his canine in. And he'll start off the program by doing a demonstration for us today. And I'm sure if there's some time that you guys want to ask questions, they'll take questions from you. He should be in just a second.
Talk. This is Harry. Harry's a 6-year-old German short-hair pointer. Came from Croatia. He's been on a plane longer than I have in my entire life. He knows what to do. He sees boxes and he wants to sniff them. So, Harry is a police dog. He's trained in the odor of illegal narcotics. He's trained on 5 different odors. And this is what he likes to do. His home life's pretty dull. He likes going to work, and that's the only thing this guy wants to do. So, we're with each other 24/7. I spend more time with him than I do my kids and wife, and she hates it. But yeah. All he wants to do, so he associates the odor of drugs with a toy. So how many of you heard the rumor that we train our dogs and they're addicted to cocaine? Right? Yeah. So dogs are never exposed to any actual drugs. They're trained on the odor, and that's all they need. They associate the odor with the toy. He is all energy. As soon as he's in that odor, as soon as he smells that odor, he's trained as a passive indicator. So he will alert, and then he'll tell me it's there by either sitting or laying down. So I've got 2 boxes here. One's just a blank box you find from the post office. One has drug odor in it, and he'll basically tell me which one it is. His search command is Gief. He's trained in German. Gief is German for poison. So that's what he is trained on. They have a ball over there. I just wanted to focus on that box. And then he gets his toy. So that's about all he does, which I say that, but he makes my job a million times easier. You know, we put him, he can smell odor in cars, parcel interdiction, houses. We use him every day. He's a great tool that the sheriff's office has. We got him, I've had him since he was about 2. Harry was supposed to be a border patrol dog down on the Texas-Mexico border. Border Patrol's program got shut down a little bit due to COVID. So we decided that cold weather was more apt for him, and he came up here and he hates me every day. No, I'm just kidding. He loves his job. So we got lucky. These dogs have gone up in price. When we got him, 0 training, he was about $7,000. And then we put all the training into them. They're all trained by the handler. We're taught how to train the dog. And then the dog is trained through us. So we go through a 6-week, what they call dog camp. It's put on by the South Dakota Highway Patrol. Usually down in Sioux Falls, about 240 hours of training, and then after that, we have to do 16 hours of training every month. So this dog has well over 1,000 hours of training on him, and that's all we do. We got a really nice squad car. He's got a big kennel in the back seat. This dog is stronger than I am. It's all heat alert, so temperature goes above, oh my God. That's rare, or he'll bite my hand off. If it gets above like 90 degrees, car alarm will go off, light sirens, fan will kick on, windows will roll down. It'll call me, it'll call dispatch. But we thought about having him point as part of his training, just because he is a pointer, but we decided sit or lay down like the rest of the dogs. We still kick ourselves every day. But yeah, he's trained on methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin, psilocybin mushrooms, and MDMA ecstasy. So he's one of the first dogs not trained on marijuana with the legislation and stuff. We just chose not to, makes our job a little bit easier. So he's trained on all just felony substances. But, toys range from balls to Kongs to, this is just a piece of water pipe hose you find from running, PVC fire hose. The only thing that stays the same in our training is the drug odor. We change everything else out. Boxes, cars, we'll put out diversions, gloves, baggies, oil, coffee grounds, stuff that people use to thwart dogs, and he's never been tricked. He's really good at his job. He's got a heck of a nose on him. Hey. Oh, I got another one. Who has questions? That's a first. Go for it. He's a German short-haired pointer. He's the only German short-haired pointer in the state. The rest of them are your typical Malinois, Shepherds, stuff of that nature. What's up?
Have you guys, like you and him, have you ever been like, have you guys ever actually found someone who's been doing illegal substances?
Yeah, so we use Harry every day basically in our county. He's not a tracking dog, he's not a bite dog. His only job is narcotics. Harry, let's see, last year we had 3.5 pounds of methamphetamine come out of our area. We also help other agencies. We're certified statewide, so we can go anywhere in the state and use this dog. But we found everything under the sun: psilocybin mushrooms, cocaine, stuff like that. Most of the time, he's just, we'll go out and stop cars. We'll run around cars. He tells us if the drugs are in there or not. We can search it. So if he sits on a car, gives me an alert indication to a car, it's probable cause. We can search that car, find that illegal stuff, get it off the roads. So.
What's it called because cocaine and drugs in there?
What do you mean? What did you say?
What's it called what when he finds drugs in there?
Well, we have lots of cool ways to get into cars. Yeah, so a lot of his toys that he has are kept near the illegal drugs that he's trained on. So like this odor's a heroin odor. The only thing in that box is a couple cotton balls, stuff like that. There's no actual drug substance in there, but it's just the odor. So his toys and stuff are placed next to that odor. So when he's chewing on those toys, he's getting that odor. He believes that odor is his toy. That's the only thing. Just like you can train a dog to find pheasants, to find deer antlers, stuff like that. We do the same thing with drug odor. Yeah, he sniffs all the time. We do it just to make it sound cool, but I could bring him in here and walk him by a box and he's sniffing everything. I can't go anywhere without him sniffing because that's the only thing he wants to do is go to work. That's my hand. Go ahead. He is 6. Yeah, so he's really good with kids, really good with my family. We don't usually let people while he's working pet him or socialize with him. You know, everything good is supposed to come from me. And that's kind of why we do it that way. Plus, it's kind of a liability thing. If he does scratch or bite or something like that, then it's our fault. Some people get upset. But he's a really good house dog. He's got like an indoor-outdoor kennel that he roams around in all the time. What's that? Yep. So technically he's owned by the county, but he's my dog. He comes home with me. He goes on vacation with me. Whatever. We're stuck together all the time.
How many dogs do we have in Aberdeen?
We have one for the sheriff's office, one for the police department. I know the police department's in the process, the Aberdeen Police Department. They're in the process of getting another, so hopefully they'll have 2 here pretty soon. Their one dog's getting a little old. So
Are they all pointers?
he's about 10. The one they have there is a German Shepherd. Yeah. And then Brandon Miller, he's out of Bristol area. He runs one for the Highway Patrol. He has a Malinois, so he comes over. We work quite a bit together. So yeah. So congratulations, you guys. Graduating Dare is a cool thing. Just don't come into contact with us when you're older. No. You guys are all good kids. Just every time I run into these classes, I tell them the same thing. You guys are at that age where we see, you guys have seen the picture, there's 2 lanes going, there's one way or there's another way. Stay on the straight path. Do the right thing. Do what's best for yourselves. What we're seeing a lot of times with these new vapes and e-cigarettes, gummies, stuff like that, they sell them at these gas stations, they sell them at these vape shops, kids are getting them in their hands. People don't know what's in them. They're not FDA regulated, they're not FDA approved. We've even seen just regular marijuana laced with that new fentanyl stuff. That stuff will kill you. Be careful what you're doing. Even the vapes and stuff we're seeing around our towns, we're sending them off. They're higher in the potency than what they're saying. So keep yourself safe. Just, you guys know what you're doing. So Chief May has given you a ton of different decision-making models, stuff like that. Use those throughout your life. So we're always cool to talk to. I don't want to see you sitting in the back seat of my car. That's usually a bad thing. But if you guys see us around or something, just give us a shout. We usually have stickers and stuff like that. So we're pretty cool to hang around.
Is this your first dog that you had?
Yep, this is my first dog, so I've had him for about 4 years. So hopefully, you know, we try and get till they're about 10, 11, depends on the dog, and then he'll be able to retire with me. So
Has he ever caught anything while you were on?
when we were actually first training, we were staying at hotels down in Sioux Falls, and I'd let him run around. They had a little play area. There was a few cars he sat on, which technically weren't certified at that time. You're like, that's a good car. But that's Sioux Falls for you. So, parents, thank you for being here. It's huge for the kids. They love having you guys here. So, you guys want to see him work again? Because I do. That's my favorite part of the job. This, hi, can I have that? Yeah, that's mine. I say I have the best job in the world. I've always wanted to be a police officer. I've always trained hunting labs and dogs, and then having the opportunity to have a dog with me 24/7 while I'm working, I think it's the best job in the world. No offense to you guys, but it's so much fun. So, especially when you get them to find a package or find a car, and then all of a sudden you find the drugs, it's like that 1,000 hours of training you put in with the dog, it just makes it all worth it. So. Thoughts? See if he listens. You're not even gonna step the box. And he'll sit there all day long. That's his odor. He knows his toy's gonna pop out of there. We never let them know the toy's coming from us. We get caught sometimes, but he thinks that toy is coming straight from that box. Oh, it's a good boy. It's a good boy. So, he doesn't know what I'm saying, but when I talk like this, he knows he did a good job. So, anything else you'll be covering, Chief? Or? Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you around. If you have any questions, find me out.
Thanks again, Deputy Lee, appreciate it. The students at the end of our classes all write an essay, and they're all good essays. We have 3 picked out from each side to be read today for graduation. On Mrs. Lone's side, the 3rd place winner is Devin Locke.
Testing. Deer report by Devin Long. This year in 5th grade, we got to learn about DARE and what it means and what it stands for. And DARE stands for define, assess, respond, and lastly evaluate. Define is the problem or challenge you are facing. Assess is what your choices are. Then respond are the choices using information and facts you have gathered. Lastly, evaluate. Review your decision and ask yourself, did you make a good choice? Because if you didn't make the right decision, you could experience health issues. Some things I learned in DARE are to never use alcohol because if you do, you will have health issues. Also, alcohol slows down the brain and body. Alcohol also weakens the heart muscle and reduces the amount of blood pumped to and from the heart. Too much alcohol can slow down the body and lead to coma or death. And alcohol goes directly into the bloodstream and can damage every organ of your body. Alcohol is illegal for anybody under the age of 21 because teen bodies are still growing. Therefore, alcohol affects them more severely than adults. I also learned that I should never smoke or vape because it can cause heart disease along with lung cancer. Also, smokers have more colds and upper respiratory problems. Smoking can cause yellow teeth and cause bad breath. Smoking is the leading preventable cause of death in this country. More than 480,000 Americans die from tobacco-related causes each year. Also, did you know that cigarettes contain tobacco, but vapes do not? Cigarettes also contain nicotine, which makes them so addictive. Therefore, there are more than 200 known harmful chemicals in cigarettes now. However, those are just 2 things I learned in DARE. However, there are many more things I learned. Anyways, I enjoyed learning about DARE because it will now persuade me and other people to make the right decision, so we do not experience health issues. Also, I can tell other people to make the right decision because otherwise they might experience some bad health issues. So thank you, Officer May, for teaching us about DARE because I'm sure me and people might also make the right decision.
Second place on Mrs. Lone's side is Willow.
Testing. DARE stands for define, assess, respond, evaluate. DARE is important because it tells us not to do drugs, drink alcohol, or use tobacco. There are 88,000 alcohol-related deaths each year in the U.S. More than 480,000 Americans die from tobacco-related causes each year. That is why you shouldn't do drugs, drink alcohol, or use tobacco. If you're in a situation where someone asks you if you want drugs, tobacco, or alcohol, then refuse it, or change the subject. Just whatever you do, resist it. Pressure is very stressful, but what to do is remember that if what you're doing is the right thing, and always choose the right thing. When you get signs of stress, your stomach starts to get tight, and your face starts to get red. But a way to help your stress is to take deep breaths and go outside and get some fresh air. When you're stressed, you can try to think of positive things. When using confident communication, you are acting in a way that communicates your opinion while still respecting others. The 5 W's reporting bullying are what, when, where, why. And a way to report bullying are telling a trusted adult. In the future, I will make good choices by not using tobacco, not drinking alcohol, or using drugs. I learned not to tattle, but to tell the story from my point of view. I will use confident communication to ask and not to use unsure or demanding communication. I now know what to do when I'm stressed and how to respond to peer pressure. I have learned a lot about DARE, and now I know the right choices to make. Thanks to Officer Mayo and DARE.
In first place on Mrs. Jones' side is Lennox Lau.
DARE. DARE is an anti-drug program that stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, or Define, Assess, Respond, Evaluate. The program teaches you about the horrible results of tobacco and alcohol, making responsible choices, resistance strategies, communication style, peer pressure, signs of stress, and bullying. First, I learned that tobacco has an extremely addictive substance called nicotine. Nicotine can actually interfere with the way our brains work. Other than nicotine, there are more than 200 known harmful chemicals in cigarette smoke. Although alcohol is not much different from cigarettes, it also interacts with the brain by slowing it down, and the effects are horrible. From drinking alcohol, you can get memory loss, slow reflexes, and loss of self-control. As well as drinking too much alcohol, it can slow down the body, lead to a coma, then death. Second, for resistance strategies, you must use the right communication styles. Some strategies I learned are avoiding the situation, walking away, or changing the subject. They help us when we're in a bad position. Next, peer pressure is when someone your age tries to get you to do something. Along with peer pressure, it could also be a sign of stress. Stress is any strain, pressure, or excitement felt about a situation or an event. Some signs of stress are yelling, starting to act differently, and getting mad easily. A few possible ways to relieve stress are taking deep breaths and going on a walk outside. Finally, bullying is when an aggressive or unwanted behavior is used again and again. Bullying is never a good thing. It hurts people's feelings and can cause serious problems. However, if you see someone getting bullied and you feel like telling or reporting, make sure you use the 5 W's of safe reporting: who, what, when, where, and why. Despite reporting, you must make sure you're telling and not just tattling. Telling is when you're providing information to a trusted dog to help someone or keep them safe. The amount of tattling is when you want someone to get in trouble for harmless behavior. Thanks to DARE, I know all the education about drugs, alcohol, responsible choices, communication styles, peer pressure, stress, and signs of bullying. With all the information I learned, I'll make better choices. I won't accept any drugs or alcohol given to me. I'll use the right communication styles. I'll take deep breaths when I'm feeling stressed, and I'll use the 5 W's of safe reporting when I see bullying. After this lesson, I'll certainly tell family and friends about all the great things I learned.
Okay, on Mrs. Cole's side, third place is Shalid Gilchrist.
This year I participated in the DARE program at school. DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistant Education. Our DARE officer Lee taught us 10 lessons about how to make safe and healthy choices. One of the most important things I learned in this program was to say no to drugs, alcohol, and peer pressure. We learned about a decision-making model called define, assess, respond, and evaluate, which helps us think through our choices before we make them. We talked about the dangers of tobacco, alcohol, and other harmful substances. We also learned how to handle stress and how to deal with peer pressure, how to be confident when making decisions, and I really enjoyed the lessons where we practiced saying no in different ways. It really helped me feel more prepared for real life situations. One of my favorite parts was learning about how to be a good friend and a good citizen. Making healthy choices does not just help me, it helps people plan to use what I learned to make smart choices by avoiding drugs and alcohol. Thank you, Officer Mays and my teachers for helping me learn important life skills through that.
And second place on Mrs. Cole's side, Elon.
DARE stands for two things. First is define, assess, respond, evaluate. And the other one is drug abuse resistance education. DARE teaches kids that no matter what it is, to know how to handle it and to be aware of things that can be dangerous. It teaches you to make the right decisions and be aware of the bad things that can happen when dealing with drugs. It explains how much trouble somebody can get into. The bad choices you make can affect you. DARE also teaches you about peer pressure and how to avoid it. If your peers pressure you to do something that is dangerous like smoking, there are ways to avoid it. Your peers could try to get you to take something that might be ways with something that's harmful to you. If you feel uncomfortable in that type of situation, you can walk away and don't take whatever it is. DARE shows you that you can walk away from situations even when it's sad. DARE gives you the chance to make the right decisions and have a bright future. It helps educate kids to not head down the wrong path. Kids need to know how to deal with bad situations and make good choices. I plan on not taking drugs or smoking when I'm older. Some kids make bad choices that ruin their lives, and it's hard to turn around from them.
In first place on Mrs. Cole's side is Taylor Fleece.
What I have learned in DARE. Have you ever wondered why it is bad to drink or smoke? I have learned so much about this and much more from just 10 lessons of DARE. In this report, I will be talking about what DARE is and what I have learned. I hope you enjoy this DARE report. DARE has two things it stands for. One of them is drug abuse resistance education. There is also another meaning which is used to help you if you are in a bad situation. This one stands for define, assess, respond, evaluate. There is a program where you learn about drugs, alcohol, smoking, and why it is bad for you to smoke, drink, and be taking drugs when it's not helping your body. There is a program where you learn about what drinking underage or smoking could do to your body. There also teaches you ways to act when you are put under peer pressure and how to deal with stress. Many schools in the world have a DARE program which they usually start in 5th grade. This is because 11 and 12 is the age where you should start learning the skills needed to recognize and resist those pressures that may cause 11, 12, or 13-year-olds to experiment with drugs and perform violent activities. Drinking underage is very bad for you. Alcohol is bad for your body. It can slow down your body and mind, which can make you act in a strange or bad way. It can make you act dangerous or violent towards others. If you are under the age of 21, alcohol is illegal. You can get into serious trouble with the authorities. And there I have also learned what smoking can do to your lungs, muscles, and heart. Smoking can harm the tissues of your lungs, which can cause death or lung cancer. Smoking can hurt the muscles and make you feel very stiff. Smoking can also be very harmful. Chemicals enter your heart, which increases the probability of your heart stopping. Smoking increases your chance of death by a very high percent. This is because when you smoke, you breathe in harmful chemicals such as ashes and smoke. And there we talk about other things besides alcohol and drugs. We also talk about peer pressure. Peer pressure is when someone asks you to do something that is bad and you shouldn't do, but if you don't do it, they would say, for example, that they wouldn't be your friend anymore. If you are ever in a situation like this, it is easy to feel stressed and unsure of what to do. The best thing you can do is the right thing. Peer pressure can make you feel anxious, nauseous, sick, or scared. It is normal to feel like this if you are undergoing peer pressure. To deal with these emotions, try to stay calm and breathe. Do what you believe is the right thing. And there, I have also learned signs of stress and how to deal with it. If If you're stressed, you might be feeling frustrated, sad, scared, nervous, or angry. If you're feeling stressed, you might start to act differently, cry, say things you shouldn't, or get butterflies on your stomach. To get rid of these stressful feelings, you can do something you enjoy. For example, when I'm stressed, I like to read and listen to music. You could also play sports, singing, and breathing exercises. Anything you enjoy doing can help you get rid of stress. If you do drugs when they aren't given to you by a doctor or pharmacist, you can really mess up your body. Drugs are okay if they're prescribed to you by a doctor, dentist, or pharmacist. Drugs increase your risk of death if they are prescribed to you. You don't want to get drugs confused with medicine. Sometimes you can call medicine drugs, but if you are taking drugs without it being used to help you get better, then it's basically medicine that is bad for your body instead of good and helping your body. I learned this from there. In there, you also learn about different types of communication. There are 3 different types of communication you can use. There is confident, where you know what you want to say and you say it loud and proud. You also state your opinion while still being kind towards others. There is also unsure, which means you are uncertain or unwilling to stand up for yourself. The last one is demanding, which means acting in a hostile way, attacking or harming others without regard for their feelings. When you are having a conversation with someone, you want to make sure you are confident and listen when the other person is talking. You want to make sure to use eye contact and listen to what the person is saying if you want them to know you are paying attention and that you do care about what they're saying. Next, I will be talking about bullying. And there we learn that bullying can cause you to be suspended or expelled from school. You want to make sure that to stick up for someone if you see them being teased or being beaten up by someone. In there, I have also learned that there is a difference between tattling and telling. When you tattle, it's because you want someone to get into trouble, and when you tattle someone, it is usually because they called you a name that isn't that bad, and you want to see the punishment that the teacher or parent will give to them. When you tell, you are giving information to an adult that will help keep someone safe from something that could end badly. And there you also learn about showing empathy. Empathy is understanding how other people feel and feeling bad for others. It is important to have empathy for other people because you could go up and start teasing someone and they could feel bad and you wouldn't even know how they feel until that happens to you. Empathy is like taking a walk in someone else's shoes. You understand how they feel and you feel bad about what is happening to them. It is very important to feel bad for others. That can help you be a kind and thoughtful person. Today teaches you so many different life lessons and what to do in bad situations. I learned so much from there, and I will make good choices in the future. If someone offers me a cigarette or a bottle of beer, I will never take it. When I get older, I will make sure to make responsible choices too. I will be kind towards others and never be a bully. I will make sure to listen when other people are talking, and I will be respectful towards others. I will make good decisions in the future. Dale has taught me so much, and I am so happy my parents allowed me to do it. I know great information and ways out. I owe so much thanks to Officer Mayer for giving Bill in 5th grade the opportunity to learn these great life lessons. Thank you, Dale, and thank you, Officer Mayer.
Okay, I guess we're ready for certificates, guys.
First of all, I want to make sure and thank Officer Mayu for coming in. He has a lot of time consuming. I know every single one of the DARE kids, when they wrote their report, also thanked him. But the amount of time that it takes for him to come in, going out and getting sponsors for shirts, all that kind of stuff, it's amazing, and we are very lucky to have him in our community. Also, I want to thank the high school X class because we have had a number of different DARE shirts over the years. They were nice enough over the past 16, I think we've got the last 16 years. We do have more that are just waiting for another row to go over there. Those are the last DARE shirts that we've had here at Groton. So again, thanks for all the people in the community that helped make this work. All right, Mrs. Cole's class, will you guys stand up, please? When I call your name, you're going to come up to one side and come around. First, will we just hold the applause, tell all of the classmates back here, and then I'll have them and present them to you, and we will applaud at that time. First, I've got Ruby Dosh. Taylor Fleece. Tanner Frost. Harley Furman. Shaylee Gilchrist. Ryan Hansen. Kason Hofer. Hayden Hubbard. Avery Huber. Addie Jangula. Liam Jans van Rensburg. Dalen Johnson. Titan Johnson. Weston Kettner. Micah Cross. Kelvin Locken. Casey McCumsey. Kaylee Morehouse. Huntley Overacker. Gideon Rips. Simon Simunek. Blakely Stiglmeyer. Journey Wide. Brody Zimmerman. Mrs. Cole's class, would you stand up? Take your certificates, put them in front of you, turn around and face your parents. All right, then you turn around and sit down.
And this is Lone Side. You have Jackson Barrera. Rosalind Block. Willow Cowan. Arthur Eichler. TJ Feist. Hank Fleece. Adam Fleece. Rowan Hansen. Wyatt Holmes. Barrett Jeffrey. Dane Campa. Boston Perth. Ariana Lilly. Devin Locke. Lennox Locke. Hudson McGannon. Elise Ferris. Colton Pullen. Avery Rotelli. Jack Shoki. Kaylee Sipple. Jayla Spanks. Mason Stahl. Taylor Thompson. Grayson Warrington. And Mrs. Lone Side, please stand up. Show your certificate.
Okay, just a couple things in closing here. Again, I'd like to thank Poet out here in the ethanol plant. For the 18 years I've been here teaching this, they've always donated for us and that buys the t-shirts for the kids and the trinkets that we give them at the end. So if you see anybody from Poet or related to Poet out there, tell them thank you for that. They've been wonderful for that. The Groton School District, your teachers, Mrs. Long, Mrs. Cole, we've got incredible teachers here. We're very fortunate to have them. They have everything so organized. The kids are really lucky to have the teachers they have. Let's give them a round of applause. We're very, very independent. I believe this will be streamed. If somebody couldn't make it today, they would be able to watch it on GDI Live. And lastly, Deputy Lee again for bringing his K-9 over and doing a demonstration for our class. Thank you. And that's all we have this year. Thank you guys for coming and supporting the kids. I appreciate that.
Winners, I would like you to come up here in the front, Officer May, you can come down the front. My three winners from one side, 6 winners from the other side.